when it comes to calculating CLTV, how much of that, I've always been in danger of basically double counting things. You got an average fee of 15K. How much of that fee is actually attributed to acquiring the client, or whether it's on an individual placement or whether it's on the lifetime value of a client versus the effort and time spent and money spent into acquiring the candidate?
Yeah, so what I'd say is the 15, so you have a 15 grand one-off fee. You will have obviously taken some time to service that business. So from a client acquisition point of view, or from a client lifetime value, I would say you can use NFI because it's relative in your calculations. But personally, I would look at the effort that the consultants put in to placing that client, so you get to a contribution level. If it's the consultant that has done the work in acquiring the client, so through sales calls, that element for me, you've got to try and look at in the acquisition side, but you've got to try and split out, sometimes you've got to try and split out the sales side from the resourcing side, and that can be a little bit tricky. And that's what I say, you can use sort of arbitrary levels. You might look at it and say, do you know what? My consultants spend 50% of time sales, 50% time resourcing. Ultimately, that's what's about using a consistent measure. You don't have to get that absolutely perfect. If you're using a consistent measure and you're seeing your value go, particularly your client lifetime value go up, so that'll be more than one placement. That's what you're aiming for. It doesn't. So that's what I'm saying. You can get into discounted cash flows, analyze every single cost. Yes, if you want to truly know if you're getting an absolute return on that, perfect. But in terms of decision making, it's about making it easy, and I think, as Ian said, making it commercial. We don't, you could do, I could do a full thesis on that for you. Might be fun for me, but it wouldn't prove anything. You want something that you could do, maybe a simple 10, 15 minute calculation to say, is this going to work for me? And I think that's the key thing is, looking for me at a £15,000 perm placement is probably maybe ROI. If you start to look and say, I've got a client with 5 placements, is that where I need to look bigger? Because actually, do you really want to be winning a placement, or would you rather go out and win 5, 10? And that's relative. And that's why I talk about for me, the pivotal moment. If you're a small, young business with not a massive amount of history, it's really difficult. Once you've got a bit of that behind you, that enables you to kind of really make the leap. I don't know whether Gary or Dean would have a kind of different view on that, but I think it's relative to what you're looking at.